Now to the countdown to the midterm elections, just 6 days away. President Joe Biden and former President Barack Obama hitting the campaign trail in the final stretch before Election Day, seeking to rally Democratic voters in some key races. Obama headlining a rally last night in the critical state of Nevada, saying the basic foundation of our democracy is at risk. And then on the GOP side, former President Donald Trump also set to hit the campaign trail tomorrow in Iowa as Republicans there push to retake control of the House and Senate. Let's talk about this some more with our ABC News chief Washington correspondent and co-anchor of ABC This Week, JonathanCarl. So, John, 6 days left until polls are open. There's a lot to watch, clearly. What do you have your eyes on right now? What races?
First, just take a look at the House, Kira. I mean, the question is, will Republicans win the House? It seems that they are almost certain to do so. They only need to pick up 5 seats. But how big a majority will they get? And I will be looking, as you watch the first polls close, states in the Eastern time zone. There are a number of very interesting races, House races, in New York, actually in several places that are traditionally Democratic. New York, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Virginia, several races. One, just to pick one in New York, Sean Patrick Maloney is a member of the Democratic leadership. In fact, he is the guy in charge of leading the effort to keep the House. He is the head of what's called the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. He's also a member of Congress from a district in the Mid-Hudson Valley near Poughkeepsie, where I went to college. He's actually somebody that's potentially in danger of losing his own seat. If he loses that seat, it will signal a very, very bad night ahead for Democrats. There are also two that I'm watching in New Hampshire. There's a race in Connecticut, believe it or not. Republicans within shooting distance of winning a House seat in Connecticut, which is something they haven't done in more than a decade and a half.
So Republican Congressman and Vice Chair of the January 6th Committee, Liz Cheney, was out there campaigning yesterday, as you know, in Michigan for Democratic Congresswoman Elissa Slotkin. Says that Cheney's endorsement emphasizes a need to put democracy over politics. Let's just take a look at a little bit of what Cheney said.
This is, by the way, the first time I have ever campaigned for a Democrat. And I have to tell you that it was not a hard decision at all. As a country today, we are facing an ongoing assault by the former president and by the people that are spreading his lie. This is our time of testing.
So what do you make of Cheney's recent endorsement? Is it enough to rival the Trump endorsement?
I mean, the short answer is almost certainly not, but it is extremely interesting, and it may have an effect in a race like that. This is very much a purple district. Slotkin is right at the top of Republican targets. She's somebody that the Republicans believe they can knock off. But Liz Cheney has gone in and tried to make an appeal to Republicans who are uncomfortable with the direction of their party that they should support Slotkin. Now, what's interesting is they really differ on policy I mean, just take the issue of abortion, which Slotkin has made a centerpiece of her campaign since the repeal of Roe v. Wade with the Dobbs decision. Liz Cheney is a lifelong, very pro-life, anti-abortion rights, a conservative Republican. But what she's saying is, the issues are one thing. The survival of our democracy is another thing, and Liz Cheney believes that it's not an exaggeration to say that our democracy is imperiled.
Biden is set to speak tonight, John, delivering remarks near Capitol Hill on what the Democratic National Committee calls preserving and protecting our democracy. We will carry those remarks live here on ABC News Live. So with 60% of voters that will have an election denier on their ballot now, it's something that we're going to be talking about actually with the Secretary of State of one of the states coming up. What can we expect, you think, from the president's remarks? Because there is a lot of concern about this with those type of candidates out there in this election that believe the election was stolen last time around and that it's a threat to our democracy.
I mean, on this, Biden's actually going to sound a lot like Liz Cheney. Again, another remarkable reflection of where our politics are. Biden looks out at the country and he sees candidates out there that deny that he is a legitimate president of the United States, who still insist, after all of the recounts, all the court challenges, everything that we have gone through over the past year and a half, almost 2 years, there are people out there running for powerful positions, statewide offices, members of running for Congress, in Congress, who still deny that the 2020 election was legitimate and minimize what happened on January 6th. And that's what Biden's going to be addressing. But I got to say, Kira, the Democratic messaging has been a little bit all over the map. You know, that's been an aspect of certainly of what Democrats have been saying. They've also been campaigning on abortion strongly since the Dobbs decision. And they've been making an argument that Republicans are simply too extreme, and that they're going to cut your Social Security, kind of an old line Democratic approach, whereas the Republicans have been laser focused on the economy, economic uncertainty, economic anxiety, and anxiety about crime. And it's been, by and large, a more consistent message that has been more reflective as to where the what are the top concerns of the electorate, at least at this moment, going into this election.
All right, JonathanCarl, thanks for the perspective. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Kira.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.